Donald Trump is proving himself to be a very useful tool of the Republican Party. And I say useful tool because he's not the one really calling the shots. The people calling the shots in Washington, D.C. right now in the White House are his advisors, pro-corporate millionaires and billionaires who are using Donald Trump to get everything that they have ever wanted. Case in point is regulations. The entire Republican Party has always been against any kind of government regulations. They tell us that it kills jobs, it hurts American workers, it hurts businesses that are out there just trying to do the right thing, it cuts into profits, blah, 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 blah. Point is, Donald Trump right now is carrying out the GOP war on regulations, all in the name of helping the economy and helping the American workers. So here are the facts, and these are facts that I have said many times, and I'll have to say them many times more in the future. Regulations create jobs. Regulations create economic growth. Destroying these regulations not only destroys parts of the economy, but it destroys American jobs and, more importantly, destroys Americans' health. Right now, Donald Trump is taking aim at regulations at both the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Health and Human Services. He wants these regulations that protect American lives and the U.S. environment to go away. Why? Because corporations want these regulations to go away because they have to pay a little bit more money to make sure that they're not poisoning citizens, poisoning the air, poisoning the water, and destroying the environment. They have to pay a little bit more. So Trump is there destroying these regulations. And you know what that means? Regulations from the EPA from, I believe, about 2010 to 2014 produced close to $172 billion of economic growth. $172 billion of economic growth, and that is the lowest possible estimates. Some estimates actually have that as high as $668 billion in economic growth. Now, these regulations cost $48 billion. So you spend $48 billion, you make a minimum of $172 billion. I don't know anyone on this planet who wouldn't take that investment. Additionally, the last two presidents who have been pro-regulation, Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, saw job growth in the United States grow 2.5 times faster than the prior Republican administrations who were anti-regulation, George W. Bush and Ronald Reagan. Not too many numbers available from George H.W. Bush because this study that Joe Rahm at Think Progress cited actually only counts presidents who served 2 terms. But we're talking about regulations creating 2.5 times more jobs than Republicans who come into office and kill regulations. We're losing jobs under Donald Trump. We're losing economic growth under Donald Trump. And that's what Republicans won't tell you. They're not going to tell you the bad things that happen when they repeal regulations. They're only going to tell you that, wow, this sure is going to help businesses create more jobs. Except the fact is they don't. There is no data to back up that claim, but there is data to prove them wrong. But most people don't take the time to look at the data. Most people don't take the time to go read about it. They only know what they hear from Republican talking points coming out of now both the White House, Republican think tanks, and Republican media. They're not going to tell you that repealing clean air protections is going to lead to thousands upon thousands of more deaths every single year in the United States. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that gutting the Department of Health and Human Services is going to reduce response time for any national epidemic or pandemic that takes place. Anytime there is a health crisis in the United States, we won't be able to respond properly or adequately. That's going to cost lives. But they won't tell you that. All they're going to tell you is, hey, we cut some funding from these government agencies because we want a balanced budget, as if that really matters for some reason. Because they're not just going to take that money and put it into a savings account. They're going to flip it over into the military and buy more tanks and guns and bombs and go kill some more people overseas. Meanwhile, they're going to completely ignore the fact that we have Americans dying because we don't have clean air to breathe or clean water to drink.